Hello viewers, I'm your host Lipakshi Khurana with another episode of South Asia Focus. Let's begin the show with India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar's Moscow visit, which holds significant importance in the context of India-Russia relations. During his visit to Russia, Jaishankar noted that India-Russia relations remain steady and robust. Moreover, S. Jaishankar said that the two countries have made progress in trade, which now exceeds $50 billion. During the high-level meeting, Moscow and New Delhi made tangible progress in talks on plans to jointly produce military equipment. A report.
India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar on December 25 reached Moscow on a 5-day visit to meet the Russian leadership. Shortly after his arrival, Jaishankar tweeted, "Arrived in Moscow, look forward to my engagements." During Jaishankar's visit to Russia, Moscow and New Delhi made tangible progress in talks on plans to jointly produce military equipment. Speaking at a news conference, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said such cooperation was of a strategic nature and was in both countries' interests and would help ensure security on the Eurasian continent.
Обсудили перспективы военно-технического сотрудничества, включая совместное производство современных видов вооружений. Здесь тоже есть конкретные движения вперед. На этом направлении наше взаимодействие тоже носит стратегический характер. Его углубление соответствует национальным интересам наших государств.
Taking a neutral stance on the Ukraine conflict, New Delhi has successfully maintained its ties with Moscow. India has emerged as one of Russia's major economic partners as it has exponentially increased its imports of Russian crude oil, ignoring Western sanctions put in place in 2022 due to conflict in Ukraine. At a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, S. Jaishankar said that the two countries have made progress in trade, which now exceeds $50 billion.
We appreciated the fact that our trade is at an all-time high. We have crossed $50 billion turnover last year. We expect to exceed that this year. And what is important is that this trade is more balanced, it is sustainable.
S. Jaishankar made it clear that India is keen to sign a bilateral investment treaty with Russia as well as a free trade agreement with the Moscow-led Eurasian Economic Union. President Putin invited PM Modi to visit India next year as External Affairs Minister called on the Russian leader at the Kremlin.
И конечно, будем рады видеть нашего друга, господина премьер-министра Моди, в России. Сможем обсудить все вопросы текущего характера, поговорить о перспективах развития российско-индийских отношений. У нас очень большой объем работы, так что я прошу передать ему самые наилучшие пожелания и передайте, пожалуйста, наше приглашение, мы ждем его в России.
Indian Prime Minister and the Russian President visit each other's country every alternate year for an annual summit at the leaders' level. So far, 21 annual summits have taken place alternatively in India and Russia. The last summit was held on December 6, 2021 in New Delhi during Russian President Vladimir Putin's visit. Last year's annual summit in Russia was not attended by PM Modi due to the conflict in Ukraine.
And let's now move to Bangladesh, which is witnessing a decline in its environmental conditions as a result of swift urbanization and population growth. Since Bangladesh gained independence in 1971, its capital has exploded into one of the most densely populated cities on earth. Recently, Bangladesh's capital Dhaka was blanketed in a thick layer of toxic smog, making it the most polluted city with a hazardous air quality index of 325.
Bangladesh's capital Dhaka was blanketed in a thick layer of toxic smog recently as the air quality index fell into the hazardous category. On December 27, drone footage showed a layer of smog over Dhaka, making it the most polluted with a hazardous air quality index of 325. An AQI between 101 and 200 is considered unhealthy, particularly for sensitive groups, while an AQI between 200 and 300 is considered to be very unhealthy and above 300 is hazardous. According to reports, some areas of Dhaka had levels of fine particulate matter as much as 20 times in excess of World Health Organization's standards. In Dhaka, government bodies were seen spraying the streets with water to help the dust settle, but residents called for greater efforts. With over 20 million residents, Dhaka is one of the most populous cities in the world. As a result of increasing construction and overuse of fossil fuels, the city's air quality has gotten worse, endangering the health of many.
অবশ্যই এটা একটা উদ্বেগের বিষয়। দেখুন আমাদের পাশেই মেট্রো রেলের কাজ হচ্ছে। এখানে প্রচুর পরিমাণ আপনার যে নির্মাণ সামগ্রী আছে আর বিভিন্ন দ্রব্যাদি রাখা আছে। ওনারা সকালবেলা পানি দেয়, আমরা রাস্তায় দেখি, কিন্তু এটা আরো বেশি মাত্রায় দেওয়া উচিত। আর বায়ু দূষণের জন্য সচেতনতার কোনো বিকল্প নাই, অবশ্যই সচেতন হতে হবে।
World Bank says that air pollution is responsible for about 20% of total premature deaths in Bangladesh. According to a report commissioned by Clean Air Fund, a UK-based organization, Bangladesh's air pollution situation has not shown any substantial improvement despite receiving more than $2 billion in funding between 2017 and 2021 to improve outdoor air quality. Bangladesh is witnessing a decline in its environmental conditions as a result of swift urbanization and population growth. Since Bangladesh gained independence in 1971, its capital has exploded into one of the most densely populated cities on earth. The amount of traffic congestion in Dhaka is extreme and the average driving speeds have dropped to 4.5 km per hour or walking speed. Residents of a low-lying city that is already extremely vulnerable to the effects of climate change suffer physical and mental health harm from the toxic atmosphere stew created by coal-fired brick kilns, dust from roads and construction sites.
Time now for Asia This Week, the stories from across the continent.
More than 1,000 South Korean military, police and emergency personnel joined rear defense drills on December 27 that simulated an attack by North Korea on Seoul to allay fears that the city is in striking distance of Pyongyang's weapons or a covert attack.
훈련과 식별한 보안 사항들은 상호 공유하고 발전시켜 앞으로 북한의 도발과 테러 위협으로부터 국민의 생명과 안전을 지킬 수 있도록 통합방위 태세를 더욱 강하게 나갈 것입니다.
The exercise, which simulates attacks on a major water supply facility, telephone network stations and other facilities, comes amid heightened tension after the North tested an intercontinental ballistic missile and launched its first military spy satellite, with the neighboring countries reinstating last month some military measures eased after a 2018 pact.
세계 최고 수준을 자랑하는 이스라엘의 최첨단 방어 시스템이 재래식 포탄과 원시적 수단으로 무장한 하마스의 기습 공격에 속수무책으로 뚫린 것은 우리에게도 시사하는 바가 매우 컸습니다. 북한은 언제든 도발을 감행할 수 있습니다. 그렇기 때문에 우리 또한 그 어떤 도발도 이겨낼 수 있는 확실한 대응 능력을 갖추고 있어야 합니다.
Seoul's distance of just 38 kilometers from the military border with the north makes it particularly susceptible to an attack at any time. To accelerate recognition of Fukushima's Recovery Reconstruction Agency held foreigners' Japanese language composition contest themed Fukushima. The Reconstruction Agency nominated and invited final 9 winners to Fukushima. It aimed to deepen recognition of current Fukushima.
日本語を学習されている外国人の皆さんに、福島をテーマとした作文を書いていただきますことをきっかけとして、福島の現在の東日本大震災からの復興の様子であるとか、食とか自然とか、魅力がいっぱいございますので、さらに理解をしていただいて、風評の払拭につなげてまいりたいということで開催したものです。31の国、地域から878名の方にご応募いただいております。
The 9 winners visited Memorial Museum of Great Earthquake. The area around the museum was attacked by tsunami 16.5 meters high. The museum was built in the devastated area. It transmits painful memory and recovering situation year by year.
メキシコでは地震が多くて、復興は自分の力ではないかと、その力を取り上げて作文を書いてみました。福島へ来ていろんな景色を見たりしてて、こんなことができるなんてちょっと素晴らしいなって思いました。
Yukedo Elementary School was suffered by tsunami. Fortunately, 82 school students escaped from tsunami safely, led by teachers' navigation. Ohiraima Cemetery is enshrined sacrifice of tsunami. On that day, tsunami attacked and next day radiation warning of Fukushima nuclear power plant was issued, including compulsory evacuation. So searching of unknown people halted. This cemetery keeps such regretful memory. This aquamarine museum was suffered by earthquake including evacuation of fishes, but now it is entirely recovered and provides enjoyment to visitors. The Iranian Navy displayed its new cruise missiles to the media on December 24 as the US accused Iran of a drone attack on a chemical tanker in the Indian Ocean. The reconnaissance helicopters, drones and marine cruise missiles with a range of 1,000 kilometers were among the new weapons added to the Navy's arsenal, according to the head of Iran's Navy, Shahram Irani.
یک موشک کاملا هوشمند در طول عملیات پروازیش امکان این رو وجود داره که هم به صورت هوشمندانه و هم از طریق خود سامانه مادر اهداف جدید براش تعریف بشه. در طول مسیرش میتونه یک در واقع برنامه مسیری پیچیده رو انتخاب بکنه و به سمت هدفش بره به طوری که غافلگیری رو در بالاترین سطح ممکن انجام بده.
Although Western military analysts say Iran sometimes exaggerates its capabilities, Iranian-made missiles and drones are a key element in Tehran's military hardware. The US Department of Defense said on December 23 that a drone sent from Iran struck a Liberian-flagged chemical tanker in the Indian Ocean, an incident highlighting rising regional tensions and a new risk to shipping lanes in the wake of the October 7 Hamas attack on Israel and Israel's subsequent action in Gaza. Iran has denied US accusations that it was involved in planning attacks by Yemen's Tehran-aligned Houthi movement on commercial vessels in the Red Sea. J Village was launched in 1997 as a sacred place of succor. After great earthquake, this field is provided reconstruction workers parking. In 2019, it is recovered to previous form and provides some enjoyment to visitors. Sushi is a representative food of Japan. Fukushima is famous for its fresh and delicious fish. Foreign visitors learned how to make sushi from the sushi master. Seafood shop is most interesting spot provoked by sushi creating experience. To satisfy foreign visitors' curiosity, Reconstruction Agency invited them to grill fish party. It is traditional grill to scotch seafood. Of course, it is the first experience for them. World Composition Contest effectively gathered foreigners' concern, and in Fukushima they got deep knowledge and satisfactory experience. It will strengthen Fukushima and world tie.
Moving on, Pakistan is a country which is known for grave human rights violations. Ethnic and religious minorities in Pakistan are often tortured for their different identities and ideologies. Several Hindu temples have been destroyed by the fundamentalists in the country. Hindu girls are being forcibly converted, and a large number of innocent people from the ethnic minority Baloch are being extrajudicially killed. The Pakistani state is pushing youths towards militancy and insurgency. A report.
Once again, a religious place of worship was attacked by a radical group in Pakistan. A Hindu temple dedicated to Ramdev Peer in Tando Alhaya district of Sindh was attacked by Islamists who damaged statues and stole money. CCTV footage showed aggressive mob attacking Hindus with sticks while destroying the religious things. Earlier, Mari Mata Hindu temple in Karachi was demolished by Islamists. Years have passed away, but situation of minorities still remains a question mark in Pakistan. Hindus, a religious minority in Pakistan, have experienced long-standing extreme violence by fundamentalists in the country. Hindu temples are increasingly becoming targets of hate crimes in the Islamic Republic. Moreover, in Sindh, the abductions, rapes, conversions and forced marriages go on without resistance from the judicial system.
The biggest issue in Sindh is religious minorities. About 1,000 minority girls are kidnapped, raped, forcefully converted into Islam and then forcefully married to some older people. This is going on unnoticed. No international voice is raising this issue of inhuman behavior with minority girls in particular.
In Pakistan, there have been cases of violence and ill treatment of Hindus and other minorities due to strict blasphemy laws. Pakistan's blasphemy laws carry a potential death sentence for anyone who insults Islam. These harsh laws are being used to persecute minority faiths. On the other hand, the ethnic minorities in Pakistan are also subjected to humiliation and torture in the Islamic Republic. According to reports, Pakistan Army and intelligence agencies are carrying out extrajudicial killings in Balochistan to instill fear among the people and exert control over them.
Sindh, Balochistan are particular areas of concern for human rights activists. Ethnic and religious minorities in Sindh and Balochistan are special target of Pakistan's terrorist army, Punjabi army. And coming to the Balochistan, there are thousands of missing persons in Balochistan, extrajudicial killing, involuntary disappearance, inhuman behavior, torture is common practice in Pakistan. People get missed and the families are always looking for them, but then cannot find them at all. and there is no law prevailing in Balochistan and Sindh.
Baloch activists have time and again urged the international community to intervene and stand against the ongoing violence in the region. They are organizing a series of protests to make the international community aware of Pakistan's atrocities in Balochistan. Protesters carrying placards can be seen chanting slogans against the Pakistan atrocities. They are waiting for someone to listen to them.
And let's now move to Nepal, where the tourist town of Soraha saw a caravan of caparisoned elephants and grabbed the attention of hundreds. This year's celebrations of the annual Chitwan Elephant Festival came after a gap of 3 years owing to the coronavirus pandemic. Take a look.
Halted for 3 consecutive years owing to the COVID-19 pandemic, the charm of Elephant Festival in Soraha, a touristic town in centre southern Terai, is back as caravan of tuskers take onto street, drawing attention of passerby. Held annually to drive tourists, the Elephant Festival, locally called Hathi Mahotsav in Nepali, has resumed this year with slew of changes. The parade of tuskers started from the infamous sunset point of the touristic town on the edge of Rapti river, marching down to the ground that lies about a kilometer far, followed by musical and dance performances.
कोभिड भन्दा अगाडि तपाईको चाहिँ यो 16औं संस्करण गरेका थियौं अहिले यो 17औं संस्करण हो यो त्यसपछि तपाईको पहिलो प्रोग्राम भइराछ यो खास गरी यो पर्यटन क्षेत्रलाई कसरी चलायमान गर्न सकिन्छ र पर्यटन क्षेत्र कोभिड पछाडी कस्तो भइरहेको छ कतिको रिभाइभ भएको छ भन्ने हिसाबले पनि यो तपाईको यो अनुभूति हुने गराउने हिसाबको कार्यक्रम हो र सम्पूर्ण देश तथा विदेशमा रहनुहुने महानुभावहरुलाई कोभिड पछाडी यो पर्यटन क्षेत्र लयमा फर्किएको छ हामी त्यो भन्दा उच्च गुणस्तरको सेवा सुविधा दिन तम तयार छौं यसको लागि आइदिनु हुन भन्ने मेसेज प्रसारण गर्नको लागि पनि यो कार्यक्रम आयोजना गरिएको छ.
Being held after a hiatus of 3 years, the latest edition of the festival has made changes owing to the protest by the animal rights activists. The popular polo, football and races played by elephants has been kept off the schedule, leaving the beauty pageant and picnic of tuskers.
पहिलाको कार्यक्रममा हात्ती को मात्रै कार्यक्रम गर्थ्यौ भने यो वर्ष हात्ती तथा पर्यटन महोत्सव भनेर राखे नामकरण गरेका छौं. यसमा हामीले हात्तीलाई दुःख हुने खाले खेलहरु यसपछि गरिया छैन. हात्तीको सुन्दरी तपाईले देख्नुभयो हात्तीको क्याराभान त्यसपछि गएर हात्तीको ब्युटी हात्ती क्याराभान र हात्ती पिकनिक तीनवटा कार्यक्रम चाहिँ हामी तपाईको यो वर्ष सञ्चालन गर्दै छौं र अरु बाँकी सांगीतिक कार्यक्रमहरु पनि हामी सँगै गर्दै छौं.
The unusual sport of elephant polo had remained the most popular event of the festival, which has continued to be held every winter on the grass field of Soraha. A scion of horse polo, the elephant polo, was first introduced in Nepal in 1982 after James Mann Clark started the pachyderm version of the sport with fellow enthusiast Jim Edwards. The first games were played on a grass airfield in Megholi, which is located on the edge of the Chitwan National Park. It was December of 2018 when the polo was held for the last time in Nepal, which was marred by criticism and exposed animal cruelty to the world. Despite the absence of the popular sport, its charm hasn't faded out.
Well, this festival is a great opportunity to interact with the biggest terrestrial mammals on Earth, and it also generates awareness about them. And with that, we come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Goodbye and take care.